Hey everyone, so crypto attunements. So just giving you some updates today. So the first update is I'm running a workshop tomorrow at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, so Brisbane time. Anyone can join that. It's Intro to Crypto, how to discern a good investment, recap on QFS, all the regulations, the ISO, the comics, the protocols, and I guess wherever we get to questions and answers, and to really start, sharing that message and getting it out there that crypto is really, really simple. And it's just a matter of, it's inevitable. It's just a matter of taking that first step to get started with your first exchange, for example, or start diving into this active income models. And the longer that we wait for the learning, I feel like we're really missing out on some I was going to make up a name called Christicity, which is lucrative realms of possibility. So if you want the link to that, it's in Digital Intel Women in the Telegram thread. If not, reach out to me privately. The workshop investment is $99 US. Really important people do invest in this content so that we can make sure you get started. And I will probably throw out an offer as well to jump on a call with me to establish next steps and things like that, to really help people get something tangible out of these workshops. It's not just information, you're actually getting next steps and you actually know what to do, and you've got a really clear idea of where to invest money and things like that. Cosmos Network, a lot of people asked, what is Cosmos? Pretty much like the Cosmos Network is really blowing me away. And inside the membership that I have, which is a monthly membership where we run monthly trainings, and I do ad hoc trainings and, airdrops and cryptos to keep on your radar and things like that. It's a support network around the world for women who are choosing to build in this space, and for those who are also wanting to share it. We talk a lot about sort of enterprise, quantum marketing techniques and things like that. The Cosmos, I've actually written it down because it's like, it's a bit of a mouthful, but what they're doing, they're an ecosystem. So there's all these projects choosing to build. It's another network like the Flare network, the Aqua network. And it's a platform of interconnected apps and services that are choosing to build on a specific chain, like the chains are all coming together. So it's interoperability, and just build a better future that's decentralized. And so off these centralized exchanges, which is, a lot of the call out is get off these exchanges. The fees are too high. They call the shots. Now we get to call the shots. And inside there, I must say, it's pretty awesome when you're getting daily rewards. And, there's no, what I love about these decentralized platforms, there's no minimum requirements. So, if you've got $10, if you've got $100, if you've got $1,000, then you can play in here. And I think it's really important to start learning now and learn the differences between staking, pooling, yielding, and all this jargon and terminology that keeps getting thrown at us. And I think that what happens is if it just gets too much and the brain can't comprehend it, then we all just kind of, naturally the human will just sort of shut down and then wait for, the space to open up again for more learning. And by that stage, we've moved on to another platform. So that's why I invite you to slowly get the support that you need at really, really affordable prices, so that it's just a monetary exchange. It's $99 US if you want to come into the network. So it's a monetary exchange for all the energy that I'm giving to you and all the support. So, you don't need to be spending thousands or investing thousands in crypto or your investments. You just need to know what's coming, and you just need to be educated so that you can connect the dots. So you know what's going on in the economy, you know what's going on in the market, and that just keeps you alert to the changes. That way, I guess, a lot of people say, well, prove it to me. And it's like, well, no one needs to prove anything. You just need to watch and observe and see what's happening. So the latest is that the banks, or we knew this was going to happen, the banks don't have any backing. They don't have any gold. So they're not going to meet the COMEX 589 requirements. So they're not going to meet regulations. So what's going to happen to those banks? So yeah, eyes wide open, right? So Russia narrative off SWIFT. So the answer being off SWIFT is XRP. It's quite interesting watching the news and just, knowing what's really going on. The undercurrent and the narrative is yeah, I just think it's fascinating. And I think this is the first time that we've ever in our history to experience a complete shift and changeover of a complete banking, finance, trade system. Stellarium Bot is quite handy for those who, in Telegram, for those who want to see if their trades go through. So if you've got some limit orders set up on Lobster, this will only make sense to those who are doing it. Great for your Aqua rewards, just to see if everything goes through. It just tracks all your liquidity. And what I loved about it is I didn't realize with one of the staking pairs with Kelp and Aqua that I was actually getting hourly rewards. So that was really nice. And I think it's training the brain to receive and to see what's working. Because if you can't see it, you don't know, then you're kind of just holding, which is a lot of people are doing. They're holding, embracing, hoping that XRP will go up one day and that will be their financial security. Well, no, there's going to be so much more complexity to that if you don't keep on the pulse. Membership I've kind of touched on, but a few people reached out and said, what are you talking about when you mention membership? So Digital Intel Coaching Network is primarily was started for women who were wanting to share what they're learning on my programs. Most people that come on like just go, oh no, it's just for me. And then when they realize how simple it is and how fun it is and how lucrative it is, they just automatically want to share it. And so what I do is I, share tips and techniques of how to monetize, how to just get an energetic exchange. That could be contra, that could be, okay, if you do some marketing for me, then I'll show you crypto or I'll show you the economy. So you pretty much on sharing everything that I'm sharing with you. Now that investment is $99 per month, and you're inside a network of women who are, some are beginners, some are more advanced, some have been trading way before they even came into my programs. So you've got a mixed intuitive souls in there, which are all recognizing that this is all new, and we all learn at different levels, and some things others pick up quicker than I would. Especially on the tech, most of the women in there would be using their apps, their mobile phone, whereas I'm on desktop. I'm like the dinosaur, on the desktop. So it is all new. So, no one has the answers. No psychic, no tarot reader can predict anything that's going on right now. And so what I invite women to do is just to keep their eyes on the pulse in there. So if you want to join that, then I've got a membership site set up so that you can join easily on Buy Me a Coffee. So I'll drop the link below if you want to sign up to that. If you're not sure if you're ready, then reach out to me, digitalintelwomen.com. www.digitalintelwomen.com is my website, and you can book a call with me, scan the booking link or click on the booking link, and we can talk about like what's the next step in your learning journey. Choosing correct tokens comes up every single time. It's a tricky one. And we're all learning to, how to do the research and things like that. The scammer's getting more sophisticated. Just remember, I would never reach out to you privately unless unless we've made contact. I nearly got scammed. I was in a Stellar network, and they do a screenshot of your conversation and everything like that. And they said, thanks for all your input and things like that. And I knew it was a scam because I hadn't put any input in. So just be aware that things are getting a lot more sophisticated. Choosing correct tokens. You do need to, I guess, have the fundamentals. So if you haven't been trained on the fundamentals and you need some guidance with that, then let me know. I think once you've got the fundamentals, which is, what I talk about on the workshops, how to discern a good investment, then you can really start to filter out some of the dodgy coins, but also be really certain about your criteria. Because if your criteria is certain projects and certain deliverables, then it's really, really difficult to waiver you. So if a meme coin or community project came out that looks really cool, but it's not in alignment with where you're going, then it's a definite no. And in terms of domain names and things like that with Lobster, you only want to be choosing those who are building on the Stellar blockchain. The only other one would be XRP, which is the F chain. It's the only interoperable port. People have got Flare in there. They've got all sorts of XRPs in there. And that's more for the more advanced who are able to go and use the DEX and the Stellar Explorer and start researching some of the issuer addresses and things like that. So if you have the fundamentals, which I teach, then yeah, it's just about researching those websites, and having a look on multiple platforms and just using your intuition, really. And I drop all the, the correct domains and things like that as we learn them. We can all get caught out. I guess it's just not to not to be too concerned. If you've got a dodgy token, just swap it out on Lobster, and when it's got some liquidity, and go from there. On the last update, I mentioned that it's really good to start cleaning out your Lobster if you've got every asset, and then just start aligning and choosing those projects that you really are behind, rather than the ones out of FOMO. Because there's liquidity in there now, so you could swap it out and you haven't lost, maybe you put one XLM and you haven't lost anything. We're all going to be okay. Market crash, 55-day rule I dropped. Really interesting around the Dow and the statistics around, when it hits its peak, and then there's 55 days after that where it completely bottoms out. And this has been documented and verified, I guess, against graphs and statistics, the stuff that I'm not really good at, but it's shown that rule does prove history. So it'd be interesting to see what plays out, because of course we're coming up to our 55-day rule now for the stock market. And what's really great is that crypto is really separated from the stock market now. We've recognized the corruption and the manipulation of the markets that's been going on. It's like right in front of our faces now. So it's only really for those who are paying attention. The great thing is that, a project like swapping out XRP in all systems worldwide to facilitate transactions is a massive deployment, or a massive biggest project I've ever witnessed. And so it's really exciting to be part of this. And the way you get to be part of it is to be sharing what you've learned, to help others see what you see, and to help others get on board and get started in the crypto space, because it opens up a whole new realm of possibility once you're in here. So that's why I post that content, so that you can start to connect the dots with the economy, because it's really important. For me, I feel if you want to be an empowered, businesswoman, if you want to, I guess, be empowered in your daily management of the household, then knowing what's going on in the economy and the market can really, I guess, put you ahead of where most are at. And it's not a race, but it's just alertness, and life becomes a lot simpler when you're not caught in the drama and the stress of bills and finance and things like that. And that's kind of why I do that, because it feels like a bit of a lighter realm to play in. What is staking? Was a question that came up. And staking, really, I just think of it like a term deposit is the best way I can explain it, where you put your money into the bank and for a certain period of time, and they would give you a certain percentage. And the longer you staked, the longer the term, then the higher percentage. And you were looking at what, 10%, 20% if you're lucky. In some of these decentralized staking platforms, you're just offering up your cryptocurrency for a 7-day, 14-day or 21-day period, sometimes longer. With Aqua, you could stake it for 3 years and then receive monthly rewards. So they all have different criteria. What I love about decentralized is there's usually no minimum. So anyone can play and earn rewards. So anyone can rewire their neural pathways for abundance. And the centralized is usually, like Bitrue, there's usually a pre-requirement of so much volume of coins. Usually it's not too high, but it kind of restricts a few people. So I invite you to play in the decentralized space, the Cosmos network, and to join the network so that you're getting the guidance if you need that. Otherwise, self-directed learning, that's the goal of digital intel women. And a lot of the truth is you can just follow their threads and just be self-guided and just go your own way. I mean, that works too. What I love is being part of a network of other women who are also choosing decentralized finance and kind of leading the way and communicating and sharing that with others as well. It's very empowering. Question around Trust Wallet. So any of these wallets are technically off the exchange, so they're safer, but there's no real guarantees. No one really knows how the switch will happen. What I do know is that it's been operating beta testing and operating in parallel for a long time. So, will everything go down? Will we not be able to get into our accounts? I don't know, but I'd imagine that everything's been thought of. But I guess it depends on where you're at. Have you done the healing? Have you, are you someone that gets locked out of stuff all the time? Do you lose money all the time? Those kinds of things. So our job really is to heal, let those who've got it in hand take care of it, be alert, be discerning, and, start sharing the message that, this is really simple and anyone can get started. You don't need to be a tech whiz, even though, sometimes when we play in some of these platforms, there's all sorts of things going on. And for my brain, it's like, whoa, this is too much. This is why I love Cosmos, because it's very simple. And at the moment, they've got about sort of 20 projects that are on there. We're not talking thousands. So we're right in at the beginning. I invite you to play in there. I've written down symbolism. I think it's really important when we're talking about quantum marketing and techniques and things like that, and when we're doing logos. If you're not paying attention, you will create something that has an energy attached to it. And I think this is really important for all of us to start seeing the similarities, and so that we recognize this, and so that we, moving forward for our business models, I call them enterprise models, because I feel like it's, the baseline for the humanitarian projects, for the lifestyle projects, for the financial projects, for the coaching, or whatever you want to do. You might be a product, you might want to do products. Yeah, I mean, it's endless what we can do, right? And how we can monetize. So we're really just monetizing what's in here, what's in your heart. You need to learn a new skill. You already got it. It's just about how do we package it? How do we get you financially confident? How do we get you astute, if you like? Okay, so these are all the sort of things that I really want people to start thinking about. And inside the network, I'll be talking about quantum fundamentals, quantum marketing, what I see and sense and moving forward. And also I'll be talking about how to get ready for your humanitarian project. So, because that's going to be important as well. So in the US, they're talking about having appointments and things like that. There's no real talk about that in Australia, but it's like anything. If you want to get a loan with a bank, in the past, you'd have to have a really solid marketing plan. And it's not the marketing plan that you had last year. This is going to have to be something very, very unique. And it's really like, what problem are you solving and how are you solving it simply? And how are you leveraging technology to facilitate that? And technology really is just the shining the light on the transparency. Everything will be on the blockchain. I've talked about this before, all the transactions, all the contracts and everything like that. So if you want some guidance in that area, our next network membership call is coming up on Thursday, the 3rd in USA time, and it'll be Friday, 4th of March, 10 a.m. Australian Brisbane time. So yeah, if you want to get started, that's really simple. So it's just that monthly investment, and you can that's your operational cost for your business. That's all you need. There's nothing else that you need. Maybe a couple of truth or threads that you're following, but really it's if you can get the financial stuff and be alert to that, then everything else kind of comes together in my from what I've experienced, by delving into this crypto space. It really has changed everything, changed my whole perspective on everything. So that's all I have for you today. If there's any other questions, just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you inside the network, hopefully.